What's up, pals? Recently, I got to play the beta version of the in-progress fantasy RPG known as Mistfall Hunter. This game falls into the dungeon extraction genre, which is a new genre for me and I didn't really know existed. And for those of you unfamiliar with it, it's similar to Call of Duty DMZ. So the objective is to enter the dungeon, destroying enemies, and you leave taking all of the items you found in the dungeon. Of course, you'll level up and have different skills you can adjust, but before entering the dungeon, you'll have to select which items you'll want to take with you while remembering to leave room for new items you find during your journey. The game does seem to be less of a storyline-based adventure and more of an online multiplayer fantasy RPG experience. So you'll be loading into the lobby and finding people to join with you. Or you could even take it on solo. As far as game design, you can tell the game's art takes inspiration from Nordic themes. So a lot of the times you'll see runes and symbols that remind you of something like God of War, but the game does definitely have a darker, Elden Ring-esque theme. At the time of the closed beta, Mistfall gives you the option of 4 classes: Warrior, Thief, Sorcerer, and Hunter. Although there isn't much for character creation when it comes to your character's actual face, skin, and hair, each build is very unique in the feel and playstyle. I'm not sure if they intend to change this in the final release, but each character example is the same individual, meaning it's not like you can only be a sorcerer if you're a girl in games like Path of Exile 2. All the classes are all the same person at this time. I'm pretty sure the game is slated to come out for console, but currently the beta was PC only and didn't have controller support. Since you're running in and out of a dungeon, there aren't actually any NPCs or an open world environment that you'll be experiencing at this time. It's pretty much literally going into a dungeon, exploring, finding things, getting out of the dungeon, and then your shop and other things like that will be found on your menu screen, not in the actual game. For some of you, my explanation might be too simple, but it's just simply the fact that I'm not the most familiar with dungeon extraction games, so it's a new genre for me to be experiencing, so my review is not a whole lot based on the open world because there isn't one. But getting into the meat and potatoes, the gameplay was actually super satisfying combat-wise. Each class has a set of weapons, armors, and skills at their disposal that you can swap out or change as you progress. I found the most satisfying experience was within the quick action of the Thief and the flashy effective skill set of the Sorcerer. I played it solo, mostly playing each individual class's tutorial, but since the game includes multiplayer, you can invite friends to explore and conquer dungeons together. Again, I'm more of a single player RPG player, but in regard to stepping out of my usual subgenre and trying out a game that wouldn't be my first choice, I think this game has amazing potential for the future and should definitely be something all fantasy lovers give a try.